You ever just stop? Like, not strategically, not because some guy on the internet told you to play it cool, but you genuinely got tired. Tired of overthinking every text, tired of analyzing every reply, tired of carrying the weight of something that wasn't even confirmed yet. So you just stopped. You put your phone down, you went back to your life, you stopped making her the center of your mental universe. And then something strange happened. She came back, not maybe, not eventually. She came back warmer than before, more curious, more present. And your brain went, wait, what just happened? I did less and got more? That doesn't make sense. Bro, it makes complete sense. And today I'm going to explain exactly why. Not with tricks, not with games, with the actual psychology behind why pulling your attention inward is the single most attractive thing a man can do. And by the end of this, you're not just going to understand it, you're going to feel it, because this isn't about her. This was never about her. This is about you. Let's get into it. Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Most guys who are struggling with attraction aren't struggling because they're ugly or broke or boring. They're struggling because their energy is pointed in the wrong direction. All of it. Every single drop of mental and emotional energy they have is flowing outward toward her, toward the situation, toward the outcome. Will she reply? Does she like me? Should I text again? Was that too much? Did I mess it up? And here's what that actually looks like from the outside. Imagine you're at a party. There's a guy in the corner and he's just watching the door. Every time it opens, his eyes go there. He's not talking to anyone. He's not laughing. He's just waiting, hoping, monitoring. Nobody walks over to that guy. Nobody finds that guy interesting, not because he's a bad person, but because his energy is screaming one thing. I am not okay right now. I need something outside of me to feel okay. That energy, bro, women feel it before you open your mouth, and it does not attract. It repels. Now, picture a different guy. Same party. He's in a conversation. He's laughing at something. He's not performing. He's just present. He's got a drink in his hand, and he looks like he belongs exactly where he is. He's not scanning the room. He doesn't look like he needs anything. That guy. That's the guy she notices. Not because he tried to be noticed, but because his energy said, I am full. I am here. I am enough. That's the whole game right there. Not tactics, energy direction. So why does pulling back work? Why does doing less suddenly make her feel more? Oh, because attention is currency. And when you spend all of yours on her before she's earned it, you've told her exactly what you're worth. You've shown her the bottom of your bank account on day one. And people don't value what comes with no cost. That's not a male or female thing. That's just human psychology. When you pull your attention back, something shifts in her mind. She goes from feeling slightly overwhelmed, slightly pressured, slightly suffocated, to suddenly feeling something she didn't expect, curiosity. The question she starts asking herself isn't why isn't he texting me? It's why am I thinking about him? And that question, that shift from her monitoring you to her wondering about you, that is the exact moment attraction starts working in your favor. You didn't do anything. You just stopped doing the thing that was blocking it. Now, here's where most guys get this wrong. They hear pull back and they think, okay, I'll just go cold. I'll ignore her. I'll disappear for 3 days and come back like nothing happened. No, that's not what this is. That's a game, and games are exhausting and they don't last, and women can smell a strategy from a mile away. What I'm talking about is different. I'm talking about genuinely redirecting your energy back to your own life, not as a move, as a decision. There is a version of you that exists before she entered the picture, a version of you that had focus, had momentum, had things he was building, working on, looking forward to. Go back to that guy, not to make her miss you, because that guy is actually who you are. And somewhere in the process of liking her, you left him behind. Go back to the gym, not because it'll make you more attractive, although it will, because it makes you feel like yourself again. Pick up the thing you put down, the project, the skill, the hobby, whatever it was. Call your boys, make plans, fill your week with things that have nothing to do with her, and watch what happens to your energy. Watch how the anxiety starts to quiet down. Watch how you stop checking your phone every 11 minutes. Watch how your confidence starts coming from the inside instead of waiting to be borrowed from her reaction. That is the shift. And she will feel it without you saying a single word. Let me talk about something real for a second. Presence. Most guys think attraction is about what you say, the right line, the right joke, the right compliment at the right moment. And yeah, words matter, but they matter maybe 10%. The other 90 is something you can't script. It's the way you carry yourself when nothing is on the line. It's the way you hold eye contact without flinching. It's the way you laugh without looking around to see if anyone thought it was funny. It's the way you occupy space like you have every right to be there. Like, that's presence, and presence is built in private. Every morning you wake up and do something hard, you build presence. Every time you keep a promise you made to yourself, you build presence. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build it, and it shows, not on your face necessarily, in your energy, in your stillness, in the way you don't seem to need anything from the room. Women are drawn to that like gravity, not because they decided to be, because their nervous system responds to calm, grounded, purposeful energy the way a compass responds to north. It's automatic, it's biological, it's not something you can fake, but it is something you can build. And the wild part, you build it entirely alone, in the quiet, in the work, in the consistency that nobody sees, but everybody feels. Here's something I want you to sit with. The version of you that's anxious about her, that's overthinking her, that's checking her Instagram story, the second it goes up, that version of you is not your real self. That's fear wearing your face. Your real self is the one who woke up one day and decided he was going somewhere, who has standards, who has direction, who doesn't need to be chosen by anyone because he's already chosen himself. And that guy doesn't chase, not because he's playing hard to get, because he's genuinely busy becoming something. And women, the right ones, they recognize that immediately. They feel the difference between a man who has somewhere to be and a man who's waiting for her to give him a reason to exist. And one of those men is attractive. The other one is a project. And bro, you are not a project. You are the destination. So what do you actually do with all of this? Here's how it lands in real life. You stop making her the highlight of your day and start making your day the highlight of your day. You reply when you're genuinely free, not the second she texts, not 3 days later to seem cool, but when it's natural. You stop rehearsing conversations in your head. You stop crafting the perfect message. You say what you mean simply, directly, and then you let it go. You stop looking for signs, stop analyzing her emoji choices, stop reading into how long she took to reply. You trust your own perception, you trust your own gut, and you stop outsourcing your confidence to her behavior. Most importantly, you stop waiting. You stop putting your life in a holding pattern while you figure out where this is going. You move, you build, you grow, not to impress her, because a man without forward momentum isn't living, he's just hovering, and hovering is exhausting for everyone involved. When you do all of this, something almost unfair happens. You become magnetic without trying. The things you were desperately trying to manufacture, the confidence, the mystery, the calm, they just appear. because they were never traits you needed to perform. They were the natural result of a man who is fully invested in his own life. And here's the beautiful irony. The less you need her, the more she wants to be needed by you. The less you chase, the more she starts closing the distance. The less you perform, the more she feels something real. Not because you outsmarted her, not because you played the game better, but because you stopped playing entirely. And that, to a woman who's surrounded by men performing 24 hours a day, is the rarest thing in the world. A man who is just himself, fully, quietly, unapologetically himself. So the next time you feel that urge to send the extra text to check if she watched your story, to force something that isn't flowing, pause, take a breath, ask yourself one question. What would the best version of me be doing right now? And then go do that. And not for her, for you, always for you first. Because when you become the man you're supposed to be, the right woman doesn't have to be chased. She finds her way to you and she stays. Not because you convinced her, because she'd be crazy to leave. That's the real way. It always was. If this hit different, leave a comment. Tell me where you're at, because I read every comment. See you in the next one.